And just to clear the air, I don't give a fuck about how nobody feel about me. Keep feeling it, bitch.
Now, a murder mystery is unfolding in Newport News tonight. Someone killed 28-year-old Imani Parrish in her home.
A 10-year-old boy sat by the window after school, waiting, his phone in his hand, screen still dark. She always called. Every single day, same time, same routine. Her face on that screen, her voice coming through, asking how his day went. It was their thing, their unspoken promise. But today, nothing. No FaceTime, no text, no location dot on the family's shared map, just silence. Now you have to understand something about that location dot. This family tracked each other in real time, not out of nosiness, out of love, out of habit, out of the kind of quiet understanding that close families develop when the world starts feeling less safe. So when that dot stopped moving, stopped updating, stopped showing up entirely, a grandmother felt it before she could even explain what it was. She called, voicemail. She texted, no response. She called again, nothing. That feeling in her chest, that's not anxiety, that's instinct. And instinct in situations like this one is almost never wrong. She reached out to her partner, Mavian. Didn't have to say much. He grabbed his keys without hesitation. Here's a question I want you to sit with. When was the last time you checked on someone you love? Not because something was wrong, but because something felt off. Because sometimes the difference between life and death is one person who trusted their gut. If you've never thought about what it means to have someone watching out for you in that way, you will by the end of this video. And if you're watching this right now and you have people in your life who share their location with you, who call at the same time every single day, who would notice if you went quiet, hold on to that. Eat tighter than you think you need to, because she had all of that. And it still almost wasn't enough. Subscribe to this channel right now, not because I'm asking nicely, but because stories like this one happen to real people, in real neighborhoods, on real Wednesday afternoons. And the things you learn here, they stay with you. They change how you move through the world. By the time Mavian pulled up to the apartment on Antrim Drive, it was nearly 9 p.m. The boy stayed in the car. And that part matters because what was waiting inside that apartment, no child should ever carry. Mavian used the spare key, stepped inside, and then he saw them. Drag marks, on the floor, trailing from the bathroom, stopping at a closed bedroom closet. He didn't turn around. He walked toward it. Because sometimes love makes people brave at the worst possible moments. He reached for that closet door, pulled it open. What he found inside would break an entire city. Stay with me, because before this story's over, I'm going to give you a safety tip that could save your life or the life of someone sitting right next to you. Welcome to True Crime Footprint, where we unveil the darkest mysteries and the most terrifying true crime tales. Kindly hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss any of our new stories. Your support keeps these stories alive. Her name was Imani B. Parrish, 28 years old, Newport News, Virginia. She graduated Hampton High School in 2015 and went straight to work. No detours. She landed a job as a painter at Newport News Shipbuilding, one of the most demanding industrial workplaces in the entire country. The place builds nuclear-powered aircraft carriers for the United States Navy, and Imani showed up every single day for 9 years straight. 9 years. Her colleagues talked about her work ethic like it was something rare, because it was. But here is what the obituaries and the news reports almost never capture. After a full shift painting the inside of warships, this woman came home and designed custom t-shirts. She curated music playlists for family cookouts. She took selfies and laughed loud and loved her people without apology. At the center of all of it was her son, Master King Vinaya, 10 years old. She called him the center of her world. And from everything her family described, that was not just something you say. That was how she actually lived. She was also planning something new, a new relationship, a new apartment in Portsmouth, a fresh start, completely away from the man she had been living with on Antrim Drive. She had already told multiple people. She was excited. She had already decided he was not coming with her. And that decision, that one completely reasonable, human decision to choose herself, is exactly what put her in danger. If you have ever watched someone you love try to walk away from a situation and wondered whether they were going to be okay, Subscribe to this channel right now. And watch we cover these stories so you know what the warning signs look like before it is too late. She deserved her fresh start. She never got it.
Now, a murder mystery is unfolding in Newport News tonight. Someone killed 28-year-old Imani Parrish in her home, and her family is left with many questions, including the main one: who did it? And they talked to our Markeisha Jackson tonight.
Imani was laid to rest today, and her friends and family say learning more disturbing details surrounding her death has been hard, as police still search for the person responsible.
Beautiful, just a beautiful person, all inside and out.
She just want us to be all right. You heard me? She just want us to be all right.
Nicole Parrish says she's always had a tight bond with her daughter, Imani.
We share locations, talk every day. She called me for anything, everything.
But after April 30th, there would be no more calls.
I'm gonna miss my daughter.
Imani Parrish was found dead inside her residence with what authorities called suspicious injuries. Tonight, court documents shed light on just how she was found. Newport News detectives say Parrish's body was discovered shoved in a bedroom closet, wrapped in a comforter that was soaked in blood. There was also a trail of blood from the bathroom that led to the closet.
It hurt. It really hurt.
The medical examiner's office says the cause of death was blunt force trauma to the head. At the time of Parrish's death, her body and clothes had pieces of glass on them. Her cell phone is yet to be found. But Imani's loved ones say they are hopeful that police can find out who is responsible for the heinous crime. They believe it could have been someone close to Imani.
And she really cared about that person. She really cared, but justice, I hope, will be served.
Detectives are now requesting an additional search warrant for the apartment. Parrish's family has just this to say to whoever did this.
Turn yourself in, please. Please.
David Gregory Anderson, 30 years old. He and Imani had known each other since they were teenagers. Their relationship as a couple was roughly 18 months old when everything collapsed. Former employee of Newport News Public Schools, seemingly put together from the outside. But here is where it gets really interesting. September 2019. Anderson is arrested for assaulting a woman. The reason? He asked her where she had been. She did not answer the way he wanted, so he got physical. Charges were eventually dropped in 2021. Deferred finding. Case closed. Except patterns do not disappear just because paperwork does. 2023. Anderson is charged with armed robbery in Newport News. A serious charge, the kind that follows you. Then, on April 23rd, 2025, exactly 7 days before Imani was killed, those charges were dismissed. 7 days. I'll let that sit for a second. A man with a documented history of violence who had just walked away clean from an armed robbery charge was now free. No legal weight hanging over him, no consequences waiting, and the woman he could not let go of was packing her bags to leave. Before we go further, I promised you a safety tip, and I keep my word. If someone you know is leaving a controlling relationship, the most dangerous moment is not before they decide to go. It is the moment they actually do. Research on intimate partner homicide consistently shows that risk spikes sharply the moment a victim attempts to exit. Here is what you can do. Help them build a safety plan. Encourage location sharing with a trusted person. Look up the lethality assessment protocol, a real tool domestic violence advocates use to measure danger. And if something feels wrong, trust it. Make the call. Do not wait for proof. By 8:30 a.m. on April 30th, 2025, David Anderson was already texting Imani's friends asking where she was. He had done this before. This time, he was not going to stop at a question. 8:30 a.m. Anderson is texting Imani's friends. Where is she? Same obsession, same behavior. 6 years later, same question. 11 a.m. A neighbor spots him outside the Antrim Drive apartment, pacing, yelling into his phone, coming completely apart. 11:30 a.m. Imani leaves Portsmouth. She had spent the night with the man she was building something new with. She was heading home. She had no reason to believe this Wednesday was anything other than ordinary. 12:50 p.m., flock safety cameras, automated license plate readers, capture her vehicle entering Midtown Newport News. 1:26 p.m., she sends a text to the man in Portsmouth. That is the last message anyone ever received from Imani Parrish. Her phone goes dark. Location disappears. No more pings, no more data. What happened inside that apartment was brutal. The weapon was a ceramic toilet tank lid. Heavy, dense, the kind of object sitting in every bathroom in America that nobody ever thinks twice about. He used it on her head. The state autopsy confirmed blunt force trauma. Ceramic shards were found embedded in her eye and hair. Most people stop here, but what happened next is what tells you everything about who David Anderson really is. He moved her body to the bedroom closet, wrapped her in a comforter. At 4 p.m., less than 3 hours later, a neighbor watched him load her 55-inch Vizio TV into a car. He then drove her own vehicle to Mario's pawn shop on Jefferson Avenue and traded her TV and Bluetooth speaker for cash. The blood on that television was not even dry. Share this video right now, not later. Right now. Every woman in your life needs to hear this story, because the next chapter of this case is the part nobody expected. In the trash bin outside the apartment, detectives recovered the broken ceramic lid, blood-stained white sneakers, a white tank top, and black pants. And sitting in the pocket of those pants, his own debit card. Surveillance footage from a convenience store confirmed he had been wearing that exact outfit earlier that same day. One mistake. That was all it took. He had 33 days to believe he got away with it. The investigation that unraveled him started with a 10-year-old boy who simply came home from school, picked up his phone, and waited for a FaceTime call that never came. Master King told his grandmother something felt wrong. He was right. Mavion Willis found her. The drag marks on the floor, the closed closet, the comforter. Emergency services were called at 8:54 p.m. Imani was pronounced dead at the scene. Newport News police worked the case from every angle. The flock safety camera data placed her vehicle at the scene within a tight, precise window. The ceramic shards tied the weapon directly to her injuries. Blood spatter on the pawn television connected the crime scene to his movements afterward. The debit card in the discarded pants put his name on everything. On June 2nd, March 2025, David Gregory Anderson was arrested and charged with first-degree murder in Virginia, meaning the prosecution must prove the killing was willful, deliberate, and premeditated. He is currently held without bond at the Newport News City Jail. A preliminary hearing was held on July 3, 2025. The trial date remains pending. The family is still waiting. And Master King, the boy who just wanted his mom on FaceTime, is now in his grandmother's care, carrying something no child should ever have to carry. If you made it this far, you already know this story mattered. Subscribe, share it, and if for some reason you still will not, go to the comments right now and tell me exactly why. Tell me why a story like this is not enough reason. I genuinely want to understand. And I think you will find, when you try to type that reason out, that you cannot. To Nicole, Mavion, Master King, and every person who loved Imani B. Parrish. No words cover what was taken from you, but her name will not be forgotten. We say it clearly, and we mean it. To everyone who made it to the end, thank you for watching, for your attention, and for joining us on this journey of reflection. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and above all, stay safe. See you on our next video.